Alright, let's talk about something that just dropped and has me thinking. SiriusXM's new sports pass. Now, on the surface, it's a $5 a month subscription giving you access to pretty much every major sports event out there. NFL, NBA, Formula One, you name it. But what makes this really interesting is the strategy behind it. SiriusXM isn't just adding another tier to their lineup, they're doubling down on sports as a core part of their identity. Personally, I think this move is a smart play, especially when you consider how fragmented the sports media landscape is right now. With so many platforms fighting for your attention, SiriusXM is positioning itself as the one-stop shop for sports fans. And honestly, that's a bold move in a world where everyone's trying to niche down. Here's what stands out to me: the pricing. At $5 a month, it's almost like they're not even trying to make a huge profit off this. Instead, it feels like they're using it as a hook to pull in more subscribers and keep them engaged. I mean, think about it. If you're a sports fan, why wouldn't you sign up? It's cheaper than a single month of Netflix, and you get live games, analysis, podcasts, and local sports stations. What this really suggests is that SiriusXM is betting on the long game. They're not just selling you sports, they're selling you a habit. And habits are where the real money is. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. SiriusXM already has a massive reach, 255 million listeners, 33 million subscribers, but they're not resting on their laurels. By leaning into sports, they're tapping into one of the most loyal and engaged audiences out there. What many people don't realize is that sports fans are some of the most consistent consumers of media. They don't just tune in for the big games, they're there for the analysis, the pre-game shows, the podcasts. SiriusXM is essentially creating a sticky ecosystem where fans have no reason to leave. And that's genius. But here's a question I can't stop thinking about. What does this mean for traditional sports broadcasters? If SiriusXM can offer all this for $5, how are cable companies or even streaming platforms going to compete? Personally, I think this is another nail in the coffin for traditional TV. If you take a step back and think about it, SiriusXM is doing what cable should have done years ago, making sports accessible, affordable, and convenient. Instead, cable kept raising prices and losing subscribers. This move by SiriusXM feels like a wake-up call for the entire industry. One detail I find fascinating is how SiriusXM is blending live broadcasts with on-demand content like podcasts and analysis. It's not just about the games, it's about the conversation around them. That's something streaming platforms like ESPN Plus or Peacock haven't fully cracked yet. SiriusXM is creating a community, not just a service. And in my opinion, that's where the future of media is headed, not just delivering content, but fostering connection. So, what's the takeaway here? SiriusXM's Sports Pass isn't just a new subscription plan, it's a statement. It's saying, we're serious about sports, and we're here to win. Whether you're a diehard fan or just someone who tunes in occasionally, this is worth paying attention to. It raises a deeper question. In a world where everyone's fighting for your attention, what's the value of convenience? And more importantly, how do you create a product that doesn't just meet a need, but becomes a habit? That's what SiriusXM is trying to figure out, and I'll be watching closely to see how it plays out. What do you think? Is this a game changer, or just another subscription you'll forget about? Let me know in the comments.